Imagine a Chhattisgarh where land disputes disappear, fraud is stopped before it starts, and citizens prove who they are without paper or passwords. This explainer shows how blockchain, zero trust security, and self-sovereign identity can turn trust itself into core digital infrastructure for the state. The mandate is clear. Treat blockchain as core state infrastructure, not as a lab experiment. Chhattisgarh aims for administration, where records, decisions, and transactions are automatically trustworthy. To get there, this proposal focuses on two high-impact arenas: real estate, where clean, immutable titles unlock investment and credit, and financial security, where a zero-trust model stops fraud before money moves, protecting citizens even when they're pressured or misled. Both arenas share one underlying challenge. In real estate, manual, fragmented records make ownership easy to dispute and slow to verify. Investors hesitate, projects stall, and citizens lose confidence. In finance, sophisticated scams like digital arrest exploit weak identity checks and centralized systems. Money can vanish in minutes, and proving what really happened is difficult. At the root, trust still depends too heavily on people and paperwork instead of on resilient digital infrastructure. Real estate in Chhattisgarh isn't constrained by land or buyers, it's constrained by friction. Paper records are fragile and easy to manipulate, so no one fully trusts what's written. Different offices may hold different truths, creating confusion. Confusion leads to disputes, and disputes lead to years of litigation. When every transaction carries this risk, serious investors stay away, and the state's land wealth remains frozen instead of productive. Tokenization turns a physical asset, like a plot or building, into secure digital units on a blockchain. Each unit represents a verified slice of ownership. This lowers entry barriers so ordinary citizens can invest in high-value property. Makes assets easier to sell, pledge, or trade without layers of intermediaries. And establishes a single, unchangeable record of truth that courts, banks, and citizens can all rely on. Transferable development rights, or TDRs, let us separate land from development potential. Instead of the state buying expensive land outright, it issues digital TDR tokens to landowners. These tokens represent extra buildable area, not the land itself. Developers then buy TDRs in an open market to construct higher or denser projects elsewhere. This approach delivers fair compensation, protects heritage and sensitive zones, and supports rapid urban growth without overextending the government's balance sheet. To keep this registry both efficient and tamper-proof, it's split into two layers. The smart contract on the blockchain records only what must be absolutely undeniable. Ownership proofs and transaction records, stored as compact hashes. All heavy content, scans, maps, images, stays off-chain in secure storage. A cryptographic hash links the two, so if anyone alters a document, its hash no longer matches. Costs stay low, performance stays high, and integrity is mathematically enforced. Conventional cybersecurity works like a castle with a moat. Once you're inside, you're trusted. Digital arrest scams exploit this model. Criminals don't attack firewalls, they attack people, coercing them into using their real credentials to open the gate. After that, the system treats the attacker as a legitimate user, and every control after protect comes too late. Money moves, logs show authorized actions, and fraud is buried inside normal-looking activity. Zero Trust flips this model. The system never assumes anyone is safe, and every access request is treated as a fresh transaction that must be verified. Blockchain reinforces this by segmenting the environment into small zones, so compromise cannot easily spread. Smart contracts replace manual approvals with rules that execute automatically. And because every attempt is written to an immutable ledger, evidence cannot be deleted, making fraud harder to commit and easier to prove. Most financial systems still emphasize detection. You get an alert only after money is gone. Under zero trust, the focus moves to prevention. Every high-risk transaction is treated as guilty until proven safe. Smart contracts evaluate device, location, amount, and behavior. Multiple independent verifiers must agree before approval. If anything appears coerced or abnormal, the transfer simply never executes, shielding citizens even when they themselves are under pressure or confusion. For this infrastructure to deserve trust, the code running it must be provably safe. Typical smart contracts are only tested, so hidden bugs or backdoors can still slip through and cause massive losses. DeepCA changes the assurance level by using formal mathematical verification. Each critical contract is proven against its specification, like a theorem. That means no undocumented behavior, no surprise permissions, and a dramatically smaller attack surface for both external fraudsters and insiders. Citizen key serves as the single cryptographic identity that every system can trust. In real estate, it proves you are the rightful owner without paper files or middlemen, making impersonator sales nearly impossible. In banking, it replaces fragile OTPs with secure credentials you control. The same identity powers automated KYC and AML checks, so compliance runs in the background while citizens keep strong privacy and experience a smooth, unified journey. Turning this vision into reality starts small and controlled, not with an instant statewide rollout. The state begins with a pilot in one district, proving that blockchain land registration works on the ground. Once stable, legacy records are migrated and urban TDR marketplaces go live, unlocking value from existing assets. In the final phase, banking systems integrate with the land registry so tokenized property can secure instant, low-friction credit for citizens and businesses. When trust is engineered into the system itself, benefits appear across the board. Economically, government collects more stamp duty and tax, spends less on disputes, and becomes easier for global capital to enter. Socially, citizens gain protection from digital scams and land mafias, and governance turns auditable instead of negotiable. For development, clear liquid land titles unlock TDRs, accelerate project approvals, and give farmers and households faster, cheaper access to credit. You now have a blueprint for a trust-first state. Tamper-proof land, fraud-resistant finance, and a single cryptographic citizen identity. From here, the work is execution, choosing where to pilot, which laws to align, and how to phase rollout so citizens feel benefits quickly. With the right partners and political will, code becomes law, trust becomes automated, and Chhattisgarh sets a new benchmark for digital governance in India.